Hi, this is Peter Stanley. Welcome to my channel. Just want to give a 30-day update on the Greenjoy indoor grow box. So I've been running this for about 30 days. I linked to the first video in the description. And so these are all herbs that I'm growing. Go over these real quick. Overall, they look pretty good, I think. Some of these kind of hard to see in the very back. We've got some parsley back there. And back over here is some oregano. It's kind of getting light blocked by the parsley. Some thyme. Globe basil in the very back. Rosemary in the corner. The one that doesn't look the best is this lemongrass. And I think it's kind of getting light blocked by the dill. So the dill is really taken off. And this is sweet basil, chives, mint. It says broadleaf sage, white sage, lemon catnip, more white sage, and cilantro. Cilantro got a late start. Initially I didn't have it in here in the first video. I hadn't sprouted yet, but it finally came up, so I put it in there. And today I changed out the nutrients. You can see how roots look on that white sage. So yeah, so it's been 30 days. I just want to I got it turned off right now because the fan is so loud. It's a really tiny fan behind here that's used to circulate air amongst the plants, but it doesn't really produce a lot of air, and it's really annoying. You can hear it across the room. And I tried shooting this with it on, and I was competing with it, so I just reshooting this without it. So as a consequence, the light is not on right now. So I just want to go over my thoughts on it after 30 days, some of the good and the bad. The size of the unit is kind of both good and bad. It's large enough to grow a lot of stuff at once, and it has a 2-gallon reservoir, which I appreciate. It's even big enough that you can fit an Aragorn Bounty on top of it, which is what I had to do because I didn't have room on this table with this because it's taking up a lot of space. And that's the downside, is it takes up a lot of space. It does have a fairly large footprint, so you need a dedicated area for it. Another possible negative is the fixed light height. And it's just how this is designed. It's made so it can be stacked. You can stack up to 4 of these, which is good if you had a wall to grow these. But it limits you on some of the things you can grow. I think it's most suited for like herbs and greens. You could start other kinds of plants in here, but maybe not keep them in long term. Like I said, the fan is a definite negative. I hope if they do another version of this, they either remove the fan, have an option to turn it off and on, or make it run quieter. It's just annoying. The other negative, I changed out the nutrients today, and the way you have to do that is access the pump. You really have to lift one of these decks up. I lifted the smaller one up, and there's not a lot of room to move it around with the plants in it, the way it sits in here. And you attach the supplied hose to the pump and then pump out the water. So since the pump runs intermittently, you have to turn it off and back on again. And then that resets your light to whatever time that is. And also it leaves a lot in there. The instructions say to wipe out the rest of the paper towel, but it leaves quite a bit in there that the pump can't get to. So that's a negative, and it's a big mess. I did notice, I tried to wipe it out as much as I could. I don't know if there's some remnants of it left, but there's a lot of algae starting to form in the bottom. And so that tells me that this doesn't do a very good job of blocking light. So that'd be another design thing to look at on a new version. It doesn't look like there's any algae on the roots, but I just noticed a film. I don't know, it was like a green sediment on the bottom. You can see a little bit on the kind of on the sponge too. To me it looks like algae, but the roots all look good. Actually there's a little bit of green on that one. So when you get algae in your roots, that's no good. That starts competing with the plant for oxygen and nutrients. So that's a definite negative. Might require covering the deck with something to block light a little better, which makes it look less appealing. And the whole point of one of these is the aesthetics of it. It's something you'd want to keep in your kitchen or wherever. So if you have to start doing things like that to it, it's no good. So yeah, so it's not very accessible. very hard to get to empty the water. So basically I emptied as much as I could. I wiped out what I could, then I just topped it up with 2 more gallons of nutrients, and I mixed it the way I showed in the first video. So we'll let this go again for a while. I'll probably start harvesting these herbs since I'm shooting the video now. And I'm hoping to be able to transplant some of these outside. I really want to grow the white sage outside. It's one of my favorite plants. I love how it smells. It's very unique. So I got 2 of these. So I'm going to get these going. The others are more like culinary herbs. Try to use those in cooking. Maybe dry some of them and save for later. I imagine since I changed the nutrients and these are starting to get established, these are going to take off and probably double in size in the next 30 days at least. That's another thing too. I think with the algae or blocking light, if you're growing greens, they grow a lot faster, and they would kind of naturally block light themselves. They would be filling in this area a lot quicker. So just because I'm growing herbs, that's part of the reason why all of these areas are exposed, but it should be thick enough to block the light to begin with. I haven't had any of these open. They're all filled, but functionally it designs the way it's intended to. It's a pretty neat system. You could find more of these foam cubes or just use them like rock wool to start new stuff in it. I'll probably use it for another round of something after this to see how it does. I wish them the best. I hope they continue to improve the product. I can't, recommend for or against buying it, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and observations about it. So anyway, that's the Greenjoy Indoor Grow Box. If I have any updates later or any other information that I should add, I'll include that in a third video about it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you like that. Please like, comment, and subscribe.